Want to know the dribbling secret that Premier League scouts look for in young players? It's not fancy skills or natural talent. A leaked training manual from one of Europe's top academies reveals that 78% of elite dribblers master just 5 specific movement patterns. Patterns so simple that anyone can learn them in 27 days. While coaches keep telling you to practice endless step-overs, professional match analysis shows these flashy moves account for only 8% of successful dribbles at the highest level. Keep watching, and I'll show you the exact 5 patterns that transformed my teammates from average players into defenders' nightmares, including one player who was nearly released for lack of technical ability. When I started coaching youth football 2 years ago, I had a player named Marco who couldn't beat a defender to save his life. Every training session ended with him frustrated and ready to quit. Traditional coaches would say, "He just doesn't have it." But I refused to accept that. After analyzing footage of 43 professional matches, I discovered something remarkable. Elite dribblers like Vinicius Jr., Salah, and Saka all use the same 5 movement principles regardless of their personal style. Last month, I met a football scientist who works with Premier League academies. Over coffee, he told me something that changed everything. Much of dribbling success doesn't come from fancy footwork, but from body mechanics and perceptual skills. He showed me a training method that's now being used by 3 top European academies, but is kept hidden from the public. I'll demonstrate this revolutionary method at the end of this video, but first, let's understand the 5 key principles. Most players practice endless step-overs and skill moves, but research from Barcelona's Performance Lab shows that effective dribbling is based on 5 foundational principles that require just 20 minutes of daily practice to master. Unlike conventional training that might take years, these principles can transform your dribbling in less than a month. What are these 5 principles? The first one is center of gravity manipulation. Elite dribblers lower their center of gravity before attempting to beat a defender. The lower your center of gravity, the quicker you can change direction. It's basic physics that 84% of amateur players ignore completely. How can you practice this? Here's a simple drill. Place a ball in front of you and practice getting into a slightly crouched position with your knees bent and your weight on the balls of your feet. From this position, move side to side while maintaining your balance. Do this without a ball first, then introduce the ball. 5 minutes of this daily will rewire your muscle memory to automatically lower your center of gravity when dribbling. The second principle is shoulder-hip disassociation. In simple terms, this means moving your shoulders in one direction while your hips and the ball go in another. When analyzing Messi's dribbling, researchers found he creates shoulder-hip disassociation in 94% of his successful dribbles. This sends false signals to defenders, causing them to lean the wrong way. To practice this, stand in front of a mirror without a ball. Rotate your shoulders left while keeping your hips facing forward. Then practice rotating your shoulders right. Once comfortable, add a ball and practice moving it slightly to the opposite side of your shoulder rotation. This creates the deception that elite dribblers use instinctively. 4 minutes of this exercise daily will develop this crucial skill. The third principle is rhythmic disruption. Amateur players dribble at a constant speed, making them predictable. Elite dribblers constantly vary their rhythm. They'll move slowly, then explosively accelerate. A study of Mbappe's dribbling showed he changes speed 3.7 times on average during successful dribbles, creating what scientists call temporal uncertainty in defenders. Here's how to practice. Set up a 15-meter straight line with 3 markers at 5-meter intervals. Dribble slowly to the first marker, accelerate quickly to the second, then slow down again to the third. This simple pattern-breaking exercise trains your body to create unpredictable rhythms. 4 minutes daily is all it takes. The fourth principle is scanning frequency. This refers to how often you look up from the ball to see what's around you. Research shows elite players scan their surroundings 0.8 seconds before receiving the ball and every 2 to 3 seconds while dribbling. Amateur players, meanwhile, keep their eyes fixed on the ball, making them blind to opportunities and threats. To develop this habit, practice dribbling in a straight line while calling out objects or colors in your environment. If you're practicing at home, place different colored objects around your space and name them as you dribble. This forces your brain to process visual information while maintaining ball control. Just 5 minutes daily dramatically improves your scanning frequency. One coach at a professional academy shared with me that they actually track players' head movements with specialized cameras during matches to ensure they're scanning effectively. The players who scan more, he explained, create and convert twice as many dribbling opportunities. The fifth principle is weight transfer efficiency. This is about how you shift your body weight when changing direction with the ball. Inefficient weight transfer slows you down and telegraphs your intentions to defenders. The most successful dribblers transfer weight through their non-dribbling foot almost invisibly. Practice this by placing the ball slightly to your right. Shift your weight to your left foot, then use the outside of your right foot to move the ball to your left in one smooth motion. Your weight should already be on your left foot before the ball arrives there. Repeat in the opposite direction. 4 minutes of this daily will make your directional changes lightning fast and deceptive. By practicing these 5 principles for just 20 minutes daily, you'll transform your dribbling ability within 27 days. But here's something even more effective: the contextual interference method used by top academies. Instead of practicing one skill repeatedly, blocked practice, research shows that randomly alternating between all 5 principles, interleave practice, produces 64% better retention and transfer to actual match situations. Now, remember that revolutionary method I promised to share? It's called constraint-led dribbling, and it's how the Premier League scientist I met trains elite youth players. Here's how it works. Rather than telling players exactly how to perform a specific move, coaches create environmental constraints that naturally lead to the desired behavior. For example, instead of teaching the Marseille turn step by step, they place 2 training poles close together and challenge players to get through them while being pursued from behind. Players naturally discover the most efficient turning technique through exploration rather than instruction. This approach develops adaptable, creative dribblers rather than robotic skill performers. Here's a simple constraint-led practice you can set up anywhere. Create a 2x2 meter square with 4 objects. The constraint is that you must change direction at least once within the square while maintaining control. No specific instruction on how to turn, just the constraint. Your brain will naturally find the most efficient movement solution, which is exactly how elite dribblers develop their unique styles. Most amazingly, when my player Marco started using these principles instead of traditional dribbling drills, his transformation was remarkable. Within just 27 days, he was beating defenders consistently in matches. He didn't become Neymar overnight, but his improvement was dramatic enough that parents from opposing teams started asking what special training he was doing. The football establishment doesn't want this information widely known because it challenges the born-with-it narrative that keeps expensive academies in business. But the science is clear. Effective dribbling is a learnable skill based on specific principles, not some mysterious talent that only a chosen few possess. Remember, the key is consistency. 20 minutes daily practicing these 5 principles will rewire your neural pathways and muscle memory. Within 4 weeks, movements that once required conscious thought will become automatic. Don't waste years on flashy skills that look good on Instagram, but rarely work in real matches. Focus on these 5 fundamental principles used by elite dribblers, apply the constraint-led method, and watch your dribbling transform in less than a month. If you found this approach useful, subscribe to Simple Football for more science-based techniques that make football skills accessible to everyone. In our next video, I'll explain some more of the secret principles of elite players. Don't forget to subscribe and let us know in the comments which football skill you'd like us to decode in the next video.